Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Market Weekly breakdown here at Intuition FX. I hope everybody is well. I hope everyone's had a fantastic trading week so far. Well, when I say so far, I hope everyone's had a great trading week, okay? Um, and just before I start, guys, if I start mumbling my words, if I start sounding like, like if I start like, if I get my tongue in a twist, basically, it's because um, when I speak, my left ear and everything down the left of my neck to my throat just kills. It's like a shooting pain. So yeah, just be aware of that. Again, I'm not missing out a weekly breakdown. I was like, I have to do this. I need to do this. I'm on fire right now, and I am here. But again, if I start like getting my words in like a twist, um, just bear with me. I was recording a weekly breakdown before this. I had to get rid of it because I mumbled my words so much, and then I mentioned why I was mumbling them like halfway through the video. So but I'll just tell you guys in the beginning. So in this video, um, if you guys go watch the Tuesday 31st October midweek review, you guys will see me talk about a lot of trades that I've taken. Well, when I say a lot of trades, the trades that I took that day, and what I was expecting for the week. So I'm gonna say this isn't gonna be a long one, but knowing me and as you guys know, I love to talk. Okay, and if I just end up talking a lot, it's going to end up being a long video. So it might be a long one. I can't promise you it's going to be a short one. But let's just see where it goes. I'm going to cover a few things about psychology, a few things about why it is so important to have one model. And yeah, guys, before we get on, just like the video because I know you guys are going to like it. Anyways, let's get straight into it. Starting off with Forex Factory, as we always do, the economic calendar for the week ahead. Um, it's not too packed. It's okay. We do have high impact news next week. It's always good to see that. Um, and nothing concerns me. Nothing, when I look at gets me into a worry apart from Fed Chair Powell speaking, but that's 7 p.m. I mean, or UK time. We're not trading at that point, but I swear, whenever he speaks, I get worried sometimes. But he's doing the same thing on Wednesday. But again, guys, like I said, nothing too crazy. But I do think we're gonna get some nice movement next week. So sorry, let's get in straight into the markets. So starting off with the dollar index. Where is the dollar index? It's on the right over here. Let's start off with the dollar, guys. Interesting movement in the dollar. I'll be honest. Now this is a monthly candle, monthly chart. We're doing a new analysis on the month, and we start from a monthly chart. We've got the monthly sweep on liquidity. And to me, I still think we're very bullish. And the reason I say this is because look at the reaction we get from this sweep and look at the next 3 months after that. Very strong, right? Price wanted to move quick. Now, can price reverse? Yes. This is the bit where people do not understand about trading. Anything can happen. When I give you guys, and this is not financial advice, but when I give my breakdown reviews, when I talk about this is what I think is going to happen in the charts, that is not an indication for anyone to go in the marketplace and just because Intuition FX said he's long, to go start long in the market. There are other things you need to be conscious of before taking a trade. Okay, and I'm going to cover up why I said this. I'm going to talk about it later, but let's just get into the analysis part. Monthly fair value gap, and we have the monthly breaker, and I'm very interested to see how we trade. First, it's only been 3 days into the month. NFP, I reckon they use NFP as manipulation, go lower, trade into this, and now I want to see price go higher. I want to see the next month get really interesting. Well, when I say the next month, this month get really interesting, but next week, ideally Tuesday, setting the low of the week, maybe. And I just want to see higher prices. So I'm gonna keep that one short because it's very simple. Again, we'll cover EU after. GU, similar thing, guys. Monthly fair value gap. Look at that. Monthly order block. Going to the weekly. Very small fair value gap over here. Do we trade into it again, guys? Maybe. You know, um, I am expecting to be taking shorts from this area, so I'm waiting to see what price is going to give me. is Monday gonna rally higher? Is Tuesday gonna give me that stop run and trade lower and then create the break and then give me the entry on the fair value gap? Sorry, we have to wait and find out, right? So that's, again, I'm very quick with my biases when I explain them, because I keep my weekly breakdowns consistent to the point that if you guys keep up with them, it's like I'm telling a story. Every week's a new chapter, right? If you guys just come here and just randomly watch this one and you don't go back one at least, um, things won't make sense, you know? So fair value gap, I love fair value gaps. We've seen them now, and I think we're gonna get some nice movement lower. Going on to euro, similar scenario again, guys. Monthly breaker, monthly order block as well. Monthly fair value gap, traded into it. We do have the daily sell side liquidity over here. So it's going to be very interesting to see how we trade. And again, what am I waiting for? All I'm waiting for, guys, is a move lower. That is it. I'm not expecting anything. I'm not expecting, you know, tell you when the high low is. Nothing. All I'm saying is this could be a sell model in the play. You know, we've got total soup, trades lower, that becomes the breaker, fair value gap, trades lower. But again, guys, if this was a normal day, I would say, okay, this is what I can expect. But it's a Friday now, so how we open on Sunday, I don't know. How we trade on Monday, I don't know. Um, it's a waiting game at the moment, guys. So for now, I'm waiting. Right. Going on to my next part. Now, before I go on to why I took the longs on Thursday, I'm going to talk about two things. Well, a couple of things. And I'll start off with the one thing I have on my list, which is NFP. Guys, the day before NFP and the day of NFP, I do not trade live. Wednesday, New York concludes my trading, but it was FOMC. So Wednesday, London was my last time to trade, and I was done. Okay? Now, that's if you were going to trade Wednesday, London, by the way, that is, right? Ideally, you'd want to avoid it, but if you did see a setup, you'd be good to trade it, but just don't touch it in New York or after because of FOMC. That's my personal take. NFP, guys, I was expecting DXY to fly, okay? And I got it completely wrong. Now, there's nothing wrong with being wrong, okay? However, it's NFP, non-farm payroll. Don't gamble your money. Don't be stupid to gamble your money. Just know what's going on in the market. And you know, again, NFP, anything can happen. Sometimes, yeah, you guys see me trade, and there's like, whoa, there's news at 1:30, but he's taking the trade because those kind of news releases, they're gonna go towards the direction that you'd want it to go. And when I say that, I mean, like, how do I explain this to you guys? Okay, some of those news releases are needed to like move price. Price might is probably hanging around an order block and boom, it'll move. And I'm going to show you an example. As you guys can see one here on GU, this was the 1:30 news, 8:30 a.m. New York time. You know, alert around here, market making sell model. What did the news do? News is not news is the reason, but news, you know, was the catalyst for this going lower to where it did. This is the trade I want to talk about momentarily. And NFP, stay away. FOMC, stay away. And CPI, unless you've taken a trade a day before or maybe even London, stay away. That's the only thing I would say. CPI, if I catch something in London, best believe I might be holding that. Okay? But again, there's so many things to go through and it's very hard to put everything in one video, guys. So, which brings me on to the next topic. ICT released a video where he spoke about market maker sell models and buy models, and this is the trade he brought up. If you guys check on the channel, on the Telegram channel, which, well, you're all in and probably getting this link from, you will have seen me take the exact same trade with a 30-minute Again, I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going to go into too much, but you guys can go watch 31st October midweek review and it will be there, right? Now, I just want to talk about why ICT and me and any successful trader sits and bangs on about one model, or first master one model, then you can have another one. The reason I say this, guys, is because it opened my eyes when ICT released this video and I saw it and I said was able to think what ICT was thinking, not to the T, but to a similar extent, where I took a trade, and to see him explain it the next day was like, it was an eye opener to me. To me, it was just that, okay, okay, buddy, you got the skill. It's there, right? It was just an extra confirmation, and having that from your own mentor is a feeling I can't explain. Because when I saw it, I mean, I already knew, okay, I've spent 4 years on market maker buy and sell models. 4 years trying to just understand them. Really trying to understand them. I would say, when I say 4 years, I'd say the first year is just learning ICT concepts, right? But I would say after that, it was just like, okay, what's the model going to be? And it was just, okay, market maker buy and sell models. I don't know if you guys remember the early days on Twitter. When I say early days, I mean like when I joined Twitter in 2021, August. I mean, everyone only knew Intuition FX because of market maker buy and sell models. Again, I'm not the inventor. I did not invent the models. These are the ICT concepts that I just use. But I remember when I used to use them a lot. I still do it, of course, but I know I used to be like on it every single day. Um, when I used to just be, when you start trading, you're like, I want to catch all the moves, and that's what I was doing. And I remember back then it was like, okay, Intuition FX, man, he's really good at his market maker buy and sell models. You guys can see the same thing today, you know. For those of you that still know me from 2021, you'll see that how many times have you seen me use a different model? If you go on Telegram, I urge you all to do this. Go into the media section, click on photos, and go through all my charts for the last 2 years. You will see a lot. I know I spent late part of 2022 and early parts of 2023 off trading, off social media. Well, I wasn't off trading, but I was off, Twitter, Insta, on Intuition FX and Telegram. It was very quiet. Those are the moments I use to really dissect market maker sell and buy models, because I really wanted to understand it deeper than what I knew. Because a lot of the times I would end up catching the moves from halfway down here, from like an order block. I wanted to be catching them from up here ideally. I've got to a part where, as this is forming and I'm seeing the SMT happen and I've seen this run down, I've said to myself, we're in the market maker sell model. Hence, I was able to execute from this fair value gap over here. Price comes up, order block, news release, shoots it lower, targeting the Asian low. Again, this trade is explained in full detail on the Tuesday 31st October market review, which is here. If you guys go through this, um, you'll see what I'm talking about. But again, I've studied this to the extent where I can see it. Now, I'm not gonna say I'm a master or anything. I've repeated it so much, ladies and gentlemen, is why I'm able to trust it. One repeating question I get from a lot of you. Again, I'm not saying I'm annoyed at them, but one repeating question I get from you guys is, how do you know how to trust it? How can I trust it? And sometimes I feel like I'm just copying what ICT is saying when I'm going to give you this answer, because he says the exact same thing. And it's, you have to back test, you have to forward test, you need to log all of this kind of stuff. And believe me, when I started ICT, I was the same guy probably most of you are, saying, I don't need to log it. It's fine. Well, back testing, you'll get lazy. And when you get lazy, you're going to see, you know, when you start seeing these things again and again and again, and you've missed them, but you knew it, like, when okay, you know what? This order block here, or this fair value gap, I know it's gonna tank from here. And you sit there and you do nothing about it, or you don't even demo trade it, or you don't even like tape read it. You just go away from your computer and you come back and it's dropped. You feel shit. Is the honest opinion. Because if I had just had some annotations on it, put it on my journal, and just typed out what I think's coming, and all that kind of stuff, then at least it would give me the understanding that I know what I'm talking about, right? Hence why I take demo trades on TradingView and I show you guys, and I'm showing you guys one. I'm not showing you. You know how many times you see me like, I know on the side you see the profit. How many times do you see me trying to show you how much trades are making? You know, sorry, I don't like to put the numbers in there. All I'm trying to show you guys is look at what I'm doing. Look at the same thing I've done for the last 4 years. Again, go on the Telegram channel, go on my Twitter, go on Instagram. It is the same exact thing. Market maker buy models, market maker sell models, breakers, fair value gaps, institutional order for entry draw, breakers with fair value gaps, order blocks with fair value gaps. You know, reclaimed blocks. You know, take those across with a fair value gap. That's how you know you're gonna get an institutional order for entry draw. Same with a balanced price range. If you have a balanced price range, take that from the sell buy side of the curve to the sell side of the curve. It's going to be an institutional order for entry draw. You know, there's so many reasons I could think of. The second stage of the distribution, which is normally an order block, and as you can see, it is an order block over here. The lazy interbank traders, this is what they're chasing. These are all ICT concepts, guys. None of this I've made up. None of this I've invented. None of this I claim is mine. The only thing I claim is mine is the trades I take. And that's me being very honest, right? And what I'm trying to make you guys understand is if you just spend enough time learning this, believe me, there's a lot of money in the world to be made. Everyone sits there and says, "Oh, you got to learn trading quickly, bro, because there's not, this guy's getting rich, he's getting rich." This is why, and ICT has said the exact same thing, and I'm living proof of this. Social media will hinder your growth in the beginning if you use it negatively. Personally, I know what that feels like. Now, again, on my Intuition Effects Instagram, I hardly use it. I'm on there to post my trades, interact with a few people, just make a page, make a page for people to see. Anyone wants to contact me, great, that kind of stuff. I don't spend any more than probably like 10 minutes a day on it, right? Depending on if I get really long messages, right? Um, my personal life, my personal Instagram, again, less than 100 followers. I keep it simple because I understand how it feels to sit and watch all these like Instagram reels and TikTok reels of people on jets and boats and parties and planes and all of this kind of stuff. And you sit there thinking, why am I so behind? But the reality is this, guys, you're not. You're not behind. Because we don't see social media for what it is. We don't know how firstly, we don't know if it's their money or their parents' money. The second thing, we don't know if it's how long it's taken them. Maybe some of you are only 6 months into trading, or maybe even a year, or maybe even 2 years, or maybe even 4 years like me. But there's always going to be someone out there that has 8 years in the industry, a decade in the industry. You know, everyone has different circumstances, everyone has different levels of experience. The only thing you can do is level your experience up. So comparing yourself to people on social media, comparing yourself to ICT is probably one of the dumbest things you can do. I'll be honest. Okay, 30 years of experience, you're not catching up. Let's be real, right? You need to spend time perfecting what you think is good for you. If you want to trade the market maker buy and sell models, which I truly think that's all the markets really are, then trade them. Find which entry technique are you going to use. Are you going to use the breaker with the fair value gap? Are you going to use, the institutional order flow entry draw? But how do you know it's going to be an institutional order flow entry draw? That's where the knowledge of the balanced price range comes in. If you've got a balanced price range, take that across to the other side of the curve, it turns into an institutional order flow entry draw. Reclaimed blocks. What do they use reclaims block for? Reclaims block for? When price trades back up into them onto the sell side of the curve, if they trade back up into the reclaimed blocks, you can take a trade. For example, if price was to come into this fair value gap over here, I would be short. I would be absolutely short, but it didn't. And guess what? That's just exactly what it is, right? You had one chance here, fair value gap. You had another chance here, order block, and that's it. It was just gone after that. Now, a lot of you, again, guys, when I speak about these things, I understand when ICT talks about it, he's talking from 30 years of experience. You might be thinking you can do it quicker, all of that kind of stuff. I'm talking to you guys like we're the same age, the same experience maybe. I haven't got 30 years on anyone. I'm not even in my mid 20s yet. Do you know what I'm saying? Um, and we can probably relate. So when I see a trade and I miss it, let's say um, how can I explain this? I put my position here. I'm sorry, I take a trade here. I see it go lower. I see, you just move your stop loss. You've had those moments, and it stops you, and then it just tanks, and it's like, oh, I was on the right side of the market. It teaches you a couple of things. Number one, it teaches you why did you move your stop loss? If you had your stop loss above here, like you should have, why are you moving it here? Why are you scared? It means either you've got too much of a position on, right, which is usually the case, and number two, you don't even know why you're taking the trade. If I when I took the trade over here in this fair value gap, my stop loss was here. When price traded lower, I still didn't do anything about it. I didn't move my stop loss. I said to myself, okay, the news is coming. We have an order block. If it stops me out, guess what, guys? It stops me out. What did I do? I just wait. Once I see this candle go boom lower, that's when I go break even. That's the time to go break even, or any time after that, because you're gonna start to understand why price does certain things, why price didn't go above this high over here. You know, why did we create this little retracement? Why did we come into this fair value gap? You know, why did we just tank, and then so many scenarios, right? But how many times have you seen this New York reversal profile? And there's actually something I want to show you guys. The first ever trade I showed on Intuition FX was this. Was this exact trade. Not this exact trade, but this exact same idea. And I'm going to show you guys exactly that now. You're going to see it. What is this, guys? This is GBP USD 15-minute chart, New York reversal. I'm going to show you. See if I can get the actual chart work for it. It was a New York reversal. Just look at that. Absolutely smashed it. Yeah. And was there chart work to follow that? Probably did not give you. Did I not give anyone any chart work? Oh, there we are. Well, there's ICT. Um, this trade here, guys. This is the one I showed you. The first ever trade I posted when I started this. Yeah. Oh, where's the chart work one? Here's the chart work for it. Original consolidation, reaccumulation, 4-hour order block, takes up buy side liquidity. There's an order block over here. Yeah. Same thing, guys. Very similar indeed, right? Again, um, you're gonna have to go through these, like I said, to really just find out all the moves. I don't know how I was trading gold. I struggle to do that now, if I'm honest. But a lot of these moves, again, they were very repetitive. Again, look, breaker with an order block, right? Now I would have been more inclined to take my position here instead. But look where I was catching them from, guys. Now I'm able to catch them much higher. I want you guys to personally go back to my channel and look at them. And again, this is not me bragging. This is not me saying, oh, goody, look at me. No, it's me trying to tell you guys that don't rush. Take that time you guys need, and obviously don't be lazy, but journal, write things down, you know. Um, Again, New York reversal. This is the standard template for my market maker sell models, and that's exactly what I managed to get. So the psychological part is, if you've taken a trade and you're moving your stop loss as soon as you see some movement downwards, you don't know what you're doing, or you've risked too much. And I spoke about risk management, I think 2 videos ago. If 1% is too much risk, personally for me, sometimes I can't risk 1%. I sit there and I'm like, I feel like it's too much. So I risk 0.5% a lot on a lot of my trades. But some of you might not even be able to do 0.5. You might say, no, no, Intuition, that's too much. Okay, risk 0.25%, 0.2%. If that's too much for you guys, you don't know what you're doing in this marketplace. You should be able to comfortably risk 0.2% a trade psychologically because 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1. It will take you 5 consecutive losses in a row to get rid of 1%. And it's going to take you a long time to blow your account, but if you manage to do it, well, we've all been there. I don't know. I mean, I haven't blown an account with risking 0.2%, but we've all been there. Blowing accounts, risking 1%. You let your emotions take over. I have genuinely been there, and I haven't shown a lot of, screenshots. And believe me, they're coming. I've got an amazing journey kind of thing to show you guys, but not yet. It's coming soon, just not yet. But when I do, you guys will see the amount of counts I've blown. You will see how I've gone through my journey in all these years to be able to do this one thing consistently. That's all it is. And let's say you take a trade, you risk 0.5%, you get stopped out. Okay? If you do see a re-entry, you risk 0.2%, you get a 1 to 2, 1 to 2.5 R, something like that. You make that loss back. You're now at break even. I understand how frustrating it is to be sitting in front of your charts, right? Trading the session, and by the end of the day, you're only only just broken even, break even, sorry. I understand that. It's frustrating. But again, better to be break even than to be in a loss. I'll be honest. But don't force yourself out of a loss. If it's New York session and you've taken the trades for your day and you've lost, well, so be it. Go outside, touch grass. I mean, what else do you want me to say, right? I mean, believe me when I say I understand how it feels to be emotional. I understand how it feels to genuinely smash keyboards. I know how it feels to throw phones. I know how it feels to be a mess emotionally in the marketplace. I promise you, I understand every single one of you that need this to work. I understand every single one of you that want to make trading your life. But my question to you is if you want it that bad, you got to do things to prove that. If I ask you, show me your trading journals, can you show me? I still remember when I think 2 years ago, I had it's more than 10 pages. I think it was nearly 20 pages of a trading journal of it wasn't even a year. It was not even a year's worth of stuff, but it was just so much typing out on content. I don't have that much typing out anymore, I'll be honest, because now I found the model I trade. So it's less experimental. I do less experimenting now. I do more just, okay, routine work. In the beginning, it's going to be very experimental. Okay, do I like the order block with the fair value gap? Do I like the breaker? You know what? I don't like the breaker. It's too high up in the market maker sell model. I want to see price really run down lower, and then if when it creates a fair value gap and an order block, boom, that's where I like to get in. That's completely fine. Obviously, vice versa for market maker buy models. You need to know what works for you and you need to execute on that. For me, what you saw in front of you if you go watch Tuesday 31st October review, you're going to see what worked for me. If you guys all go to my Telegram channel, you're going to see I have been using the exact same thing. And the reason I keep saying to go do that is because I promise you, you go through those charts, you're going to have less and less questions by the time you go from August 2021 to November 2023, because you're going to see the same thing again and your mind will speak to you. Believe me, the markets will speak to you. And when you get that moment of, how ICT says, the aha moment, where it's like, that's the thing that's been missing. When you get that, it's a different feeling. But moving on to why I took longs on Euro. Now, being a scalper slash day trader has its effects, has its fun times. If you look at DXY, this low will have been taken out, or this high, sorry, because it's the opposite, right? Look at Euro and look at GU and look at FOMC. If any of you have seen the market templates, the daily templates, or the weekly templates, sorry, there's a lot of times that Wednesday can make the low or high of the week according to FOMC, if there's FOMC news. And that is exactly what we had. That is exactly what we had. So we took out this low. Yeah? What did GU do? It did not take out that low. So boom, telltale sign is you've got SMT. That's the first thing I said. Okay, you've got SMT. Then I said to myself, I want to see a move up. I want to see a rapid move up. And that's exactly what we got. Now you're going to see why I took the buy that I did. Bearing in mind, you have SMT. Just bear that in mind, yeah? Now, a lot of you said you expected price to go lower. When I was looking at this chart over here, let me tell you what I'm looking at. I've seen the SOMT, and what I'm seeing over here, let's go back. It's almost like it's an institutional order for entry drill, but it's not over here. You've got this fair value gap. Now I'm going to explain to you on why, for me, it was a personal reason to go long. I said to myself, okay, and this is again, this is experience. So for those of you saying, I thought we were going to go short, um, you know, I understand why you would have thought that, but like I said to you, when you know how to catch maybe a counter trend, it's interesting. But number two, I did not think, guys, that we were going to go this high, I'll be honest. I thought that 1 hour fair value gap, hence why you're going to see why I took profits there. I thought that's it. That's where we're going to take profits, and boom, from there it's going to reverse. So essentially, what did I thought I was trading the Judas swing. Okay, clearly I wasn't, but clearly that was literally the low. And before I go on to anything, can we just appreciate that I took my position like here somewhere, right? And I missed out on like 100 plus pips. Am I phased by it? Absolutely not. And a lot of you aren't going to believe that. A lot of you are going to sit there and say, oh, of course he's phased by it. You know what? We're human. At the back of my head, I'm probably like, you know what? It would have been nice to have at least like a 3-4 lot on. Cool. But guys, I've proven week in, week out that I can find these intraday trades. So to me, I'm not phased by it. I know next week I'll find a position, I'll get my 2-3%, you know what I'm saying? But back to the program. We have this isn't exactly an Asian range low as to say because this would be there, but it was a very distinctive low. And why was this? Price trades, doesn't take out this low. Trades much higher. Yes? Trades lower. Yeah? I still haven't bought. When it's traded below here, I'm thinking, okay, either it uses this fair value gap and dramatically, drastically goes lower, then I'll start looking for something to go short, or let me see what else happens. Bear in mind, we have this order block, boom, it trades higher. As soon as it does that, I say to myself, you know what? We're not short. Well, at least not for the morning. This is going to be a Judas swing. Honest to God, guys, I thought we were going to get into here and reverse. Hence why, do you know what, right? I know a lot of you guys don't really believe half the stuff I say. Or you doubt me for some reason. There. Yeah? As price trades higher, I say to myself, interesting is what I say. Literally, it's like I'm speaking to myself, and I go to myself, you know what? This is interesting because I've just seen price leave these lows here. Guys, okay. how do I explain this? How intentional is it to keep a low here? Why do you not take this low out by 0.4 pips? Think about that. Trades higher, then runs lower. Look at the bodies. Wicks, wicks, wicks. Boom. Higher. Retracement. This, this expansion upwards is what put me off going short because that's too rapid. This fair value gap here, if it was short, should have sent it. Here, you see this? It's already violated one PD array with this candle. Two PD arrays being the order block. This high here, three PD arrays. Again, I'm talking from a very lower time frame point here, right? So when I've seen that, I'm just like, we ain't sure. This is a long position. So what am I doing? I'm waiting for price to get into this order block here. That's it. That's all I'm waiting for. Once it does that, look at my position. The high on this candle comes in at 0.5998 and the low of this candle comes in at 1.06021 over here. So it's close a bit lower. This is where my entry, well, where was my entry actually? Let's 06011, right? So actually I was at the wrong candle. So my entry again was a bit higher. Eh, this spread doesn't help, does it? But yeah, there. So as it's going lower, 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 again, you have to take account of the spread. I'm gone long. Yeah? Where's my stop loss? Here. I don't want it to go below this low. Price comes in, I let it trade. Once I see one, two, the second candle above this high, take profit. And then I just let it run into the 1 hour fair value gap. Now, a lot of you will just be like, I'm still confused, and that's completely understandable. And guys, these are one of those things where, how do I explain this? It takes years to understand. And that's the reality. That is literally a reality. Again, if I was to sit and start taking shorts from that 1 hour fair value gap, I would have got stopped out. But I said to myself, again, this was not a live account, bearing in mind this is a day before NFP, so it's a demo only. Sometimes, and I'm going to say, and I want to be careful how I say this because I don't want to make it sound like it's some sorcery, but sometimes things happens in the chart which you may not be able to explain. And I truly believe that. Like, my style of trading or my way of trading is very personal to me, you know? When I see, it's like, okay, if we were all to go stand outside and I was to tell you to read something off a board, we would all have different visions. We'd all see different things through our lens, right? It's the same thing here. I'm trying to explain it as the best I could, you know, with the SMT, you know, why shorts were invalidated, why I went long, where my target was. Um, and from then on, it's really you just going into the market and annotating the charts for yourself. Because a lot of the learning, a lot of the things that you're going to understand from the markets are going to come from practice. It's not going to come from watching a video. And this is why I say to people, don't just binge watch ICT. Don't just sit there watching ICT for hours end on. Go into your charts, back test, you know, understand what's going on in the market. Find your model. Again, look, I'm going to be honest with you guys, okay? A lot of you have been asking me to do one-to-one Zoom calls. A lot of you have been asking me for my time privately, and I'm on the edge. I'm on 50-50 here. Now, let me make this clear. A Discord group is not coming back. Okay. Now, I want to clear this up once and for all now. A lot of you know that I used to have a Discord group. If you didn't, well, you know now. It was doing very well in the beginning, but some things took over. Now, was it my laziness? No. Okay, like I said, with trading, I've always been on the ball. Personal lives took over, personal matters took over, and I wasn't posting enough, that kind of stuff. So I decided to close it down. I said, you know what? Why are people still paying for it? I'm not gonna sit here and um, run a half-ass thing. I'm just gonna close it down and say, guys, listen, everything's on Telegram. Okay. At the time I spec, and giving signals is something a huge part of that Discord was signals. But again, guys, um, look at the time frame I trade on. It's like a 1 minute, 5 minute, and sometimes 15 minute. I genuinely can't send a chart that quick to you guys and say, yo guys, here you go, by the way, yeah, like here's a signal. Because by the time I send that chart, I promise you the entry is not valid anymore. Especially if I'm on a 1 minute or a 5 minute. By the time I've sent it, the entry is not valid. 15 minutes rare, like I said, right? So I thought it's unfair to me to say, hey guys, join my signals when they're on a 1 minute. Because by the time I've sent it, well, you guys, you know how quick a 1 minute is, right? Um, so I said, I want to put that to bed, but I want another way to help you guys, and hence why I'm thrown so much stuff on Telegram. I've put so much stuff online and on Twitter, on these YouTube videos and doing, all these videos that I'm doing, the market breakdowns. I said, you know what, I'm gonna make all my market breakdowns public. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna help people as much as I can. Because I understand how it feels to be frustrated. I understand how it feels to just fail in these markets again and blow your money. And believe me, I know. Um, and a lot of you recently, which goes back to my point, have requested my time. Have requested, listen, Intuition, I would love to just have a one-to-one with you for an hour or two. Please make time now. There's a lot of you that have said that. There's about, I'd say more than 50, 60 of you. Now, if I'm going to be fair, if I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not willing to do that for free. Okay? Now, hear me out before, you'll start having assumptions. If I was to ever do Zoom calls, it would have to be a price on it. That is the only thing I would charge for. Um, like I said, I'm not gonna start a mentorship and say, guys, I'm gonna teach you, because like I said, personally, I'm not the right person to teach you over a mentorship. Okay, because ICT stuff is there, guys. Like, how else can I say this, right? ICT stuff is there. You know, um, yeah, if I wanted to, I could repackage it. Let's be real, and mint it. I probably could, but honestly, it's very time consuming doing that. And a lot of you here are newbies. A lot of you have probably never seen an FX chart before, or if you have, it's trend lines and all that stuff. And I can't teach you ICT from fresh. You can only go to ICT. The guy who made all of this, go to his YouTube channel. But for you guys who are demanding my time, well, when I say demanding, who are asking for my time on a one-to-one basis, just know if it was to happen, it would have to be a paid process. Again, not like a monthly fee, but it would have to be like, listen, if you're gonna be on, if you want a Zoom call for like an hour, this is how much you gotta pay for it. Obviously nothing stupid, not like $200, and like, no, that's ridiculous. It'll be a decent price. But that's if I do that. Again, I'm still, just like a bit iffy about it, because I know how hectic it will become. Um, but if I keep getting bombarded with DMs about this, then it may be something I look upon. But like I said, there is not going to be a mentorship. There is not going to be any kind of Discord server, no Telegram paid premium chat. Everything is on YouTube, everything is on the Telegram channel, and everything is on Twitter. Hence why I opened the chat tonight and I said to you guys, if there's anything you want me to upload, let me know in the comments below. So guys, make use of that, because that's not always going to be open. I will be closing that again. I just want to give you guys, some freedom to just talk to me. Maybe some of you are scared to DM me. I don't know why. But like I said, all my links are in the contacts. Links in my okay, all my contact details are in the description below. Okay, all the links are in the description below. There we go. Yeah, this pain's really bad, but yeah, guys, look, I know it just sounds like I'm talking, and sometimes when I get into a mode when I'm talking about trading, which I'm so passionate about, I end up going on and on, and sometimes it just ends up as a waffle. But from the charts wise, Analysis wise, you guys have my analysis now for the week ahead. You guys know what I'm thinking. You guys know what's in my head. Psychology wise, guys, don't give up. Literally, use all my charts as like a motivator. Use it as an understanding. Like I said, I know how it feels to be frustrated and all of these kind of things. Um, Believe me, your time will come. This too shall pass. Do you know what I'm saying? Your time will come. Again, you have to put in the work. If you don't put in the work, what are you asking for then? Do you know what I'm saying? You actually have to work for these things, and it's a lot of work. But once you get past it, I promise you, it's amazing. You have to go and experience it in the market. You have to go take these hits. A lot of you are scared of losing money, right? And this is why I say to you, if you have a job, set some money aside, maybe like £100, £200. Buy yourself the funded challenges once you've, like I said, once you've got a firm understanding of demo trading and understanding the charts, and trade. And if you blow it, guess what? At least your bills are still paid for your income by your work. You know, you're only gonna learn by blowing your account. You're only gonna develop an attitude of, you know what, it's just money. That's all it is. It's a number on the screen, really. There's no paper value to it, like I said before. So you need to develop that emotional stoicness, if that's the right terminology. You need to be able to sit in front of a chart. And I'm not gonna say be emotionless because you're human, but be able to sit there. Yeah, you might have your emotion, but override that and execute on purely analysis and rules. Once you do that, you've become a trader. And once you're just robotically, consistently following the same rules every week, believe me, you will see progress. Like I said to you guys, I will be showing a lot of progress soon. I will be showing you a lot of my journey very soon. Not yet, but very soon. And when you do, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But guys, ladies and gentlemen, to every one of you listening, if you made it, even if you made it past all of my waffling into this part of the video, I appreciate you. Even though I don't know most of you, probably never don't even know who you are. I really do appreciate you. I'd appreciate if you guys have subscribed to the channel, share it with anyone who you might think needs some help or just may need to hear all of this. Feel free to use my audio um, to voice over some of your like trades or something. Feel free, like I said, to use my content. Just with all due respect, just give me the credits in the description, the source. And always, I always source my stuff back to ICT and say, listen, I'm not the inventor of this, I'm just using it. And like the video, share, comment, subscribe, all of that jazz. And I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Spend time with your family. You don't always have to be on the charts. Spend some time for the charts as well, but take some time out for your friends and families because that's always important. Don't give your life to your career because when I say that, I mean know what's important in life. Yes, work hard, but also learn to enjoy the moments in life. But yes, I feel like I've been a motivational speaker more than a trader today. But guys, I hope you have an amazing weekend, and I will catch you guys during next week's trading. So, peace.